Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's live stream, Cowboys blog, Friday Night Football Frenzy. It's full effect. This is serious. All right. Count more time, baby. Here we go. Boom. We're in it. We're in it to win it. Got a big game coming up here this week, Sunday, 3:25 Central Time, 4:25 on the East Coast, up in the Massachusetts area, the New England Patriots, a.k.a. the Cheatriots. All right. So another big test for this team. We have a lot to discuss today. Shout out to everybody in the chat box joining us tonight. Dallas Cowboys, the latest news on the Dallas Cowboys brought to you by Cowboys blog. Make sure you pound that like button. Like, subscribe, and share. If you catch this on the replay, hit that like button. All right, guys, so here we go. Let's get into the topics of the day. Jump right into it, and we'll take Q&A as we progress through the topics here. All right, guys, so the very latest news here. Tyron Smith, Big T. All right, baby. So Tyron Smith, we got a scare earlier in the week that he was getting his neck, looked at. He didn't finish practice the other day. They did an MRI as a precautionary move, but everything looks favorable. All right. So Mike McCarthy says that everything looks favorable. Didn't outright say that he was going to play or say a game time decision or anything like that. But Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones both, seem to think that he is going to play. So that's what they said. Jerry Jones said that he will be there on Sunday. And Stephen Jones, echoed that statement as well. So shout out to everybody in the chat box. Appreciate all you guys. Can't do this without you. You know how we roll. All right. So, man, let's talk about this issue here. Tyron Smith. All right. So banged up there with the neck. We know he had the surgery last year. It helped the neck and the back. So we're hoping that this is not a flare-up. Now, assuming that Tyron Smith does play, will he finish the game? All right. We've seen him tough it out where he'll start a game and then, it doesn't go as well as they want and he doesn't finish the game. I think that's what happened last year. He started a game, couldn't finish, and he was done. So yeah, let's hope that this is, nothing serious. But let's talk about the backup situation. All right. Right now, Lyle Collins, he will not come back until Minnesota. That's the first game after the bye week. So we're still without him. So what would happen here is if he couldn't finish or, if he in fact doesn't, start the game, maybe he wakes up and the neck is stiff or whatever the hell. They're looking at Tyron Secchi. All right, that's kind of a scary deal right there if you think about it. Just really slow feet out the gate. He's going to have some serious rust. So let's hope that's not the case. I think Secchi needs more practice time. He needs a lot more reps. I think he's still going to be pretty rusty. So that's what you're looking at there. Steele on the right side, doing his thing, mauling people left and right, doing a really phenomenal job on the right side. The left side, you would look at Tyron Secchi if things don't go as planned. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think about the depth position here at the tackle position. Are you guys, kind of concerned about this Tyron Smith neck issue that kind of popped up? It's not really an issue per se, but just the fact that he popped up on the injury report, the MRI, I think everybody is kind of on pins and needles. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. We'll see what they do there when the game comes up. But let's hope that he can get it done, guys. But let me know what you guys think about that. How do you feel about Tyron Secchi as a potential fill-in, a backup there on the offensive line? I think if at any point Tyron Smith is not there, it could have an effect on this offense ability to execute some of the plays. You know what I mean? So while they do have a pretty good defense, they don't really have any pass rushers that really scare me. But Bill Belichick is really crafty. He'll come with pressure, not necessarily all the time from the front. He'll come at you with a corner blitz, a safety blitz, multiple linebacker looks, try to throw you off your game. Now the good thing is Dak Prescott, he's a big time vet. He's a big time vet. He's seen it all. and he's seen this New England Patriots defense. All right, they don't have a defensive coordinator per se, but they do have like a defensive coordinator, um, group of players, and they have the Belichick sons. They're in the mix there. You got one that's doing linebackers and one that's doing, I think, safeties or cornerbacks, something like that. So they've got some of the bloodlines on the defensive side there for Bill Belichick. So he has a pretty good grasp on the defense still. Even though Matt Patricia's gone, he is on board still as a senior advisor on the sideline. So I would say Patricia is still kind of a de facto type of defensive coordinator, although he doesn't have that title, and it's kind of like a collaborative effort. All right, so still putting up pretty good numbers on defense. That's going to be the strength of the Patriots team. So we'll see how the Cowboys handle this, but they're going to have their hands full for sure. They've got good linebackers, sound football, sound tackling. They're not sloppy on defense. This will probably be the second best defense that we're going to see here. Carolina, I think when we faced them, they were like ranked at the top. It was kind of a fake number there because they didn't really play anybody. We destroyed them. Okay, the Patriots, they have a pretty good defense. I think they're top 5 or 6 or something like that. So Tampa Bay Patriots, it's going to be a good test. What is Bill Belichick going to want to do? But we'll talk a little bit more about that. But guys, let me know what you guys think about the backup position, bros. Marvelin Group in the house. I'm not checking. For Tyron Smith, his best move is to become a security bodyguard for the Cowboys. Yeah. Don't want to see Tyron Smith out there. I totally agree. Melvin Baldwin, appreciate you, bro. Hell no. To Tyron Smith, yeah, I don't think any of us want to see him out there at all. Let's see what else we got here on this subject here. Mario Flores, not too worried, honestly, about Tyron. Ty as a backup worries me a little, but hopefully we can make it past this week. Yeah, that's going to be the deal there. Getting past this week, I think if you can get past this week, you get to the bye. If something happens to Tyron Smith, you get Lyle back. By all indications, he's in shape. He should be ready. Okay, unless it's not true. Now, Lyle Collins will have rust. This is for any sport player, anybody that has played sports. If you're out for a while, whether it be football, MMA, boxing, whatever it is, there's this thing called ring rust, cage rust, whatever you want to call it. And it's the same for football. There's going to be some rust there for Lyle, but it's still better than having Tyron Smith at the left tackle. You get Lyle back after the bye. You can plug him right back in at the right tackle. Plug in Terrence Steele at the left tackle and see how he looks at left tackle. I like Steele better as a right tackle all the way, but maybe he shows up on the left side as well. Maybe he's a gamer this year, but the preseason he looked horrible at the left tackle position. But let's give him a chance there if it comes down to that. But let's hope it doesn't come down to that. You know what I mean, Mario? So I'm with you on that, bro. I'm with you on that. Let's see what else we got here on this topic here. Magic Garden, if our O-line is healthy, they can try all they want to stop the run, but it's not easy to do. Yeah, that's what we've been able to do. We've been able to dictate, our running game on every team pretty much outside the Bucs. The Bucs held it down pretty good, but that's the front that you're not going to see. I think that's the best front that we're going to see right now is that Bucs team, with those stacked players. Even the Eagles front, who I thought was pretty good with Hargrave and Fletcher. I mean, we did it. We were able to dominate them as well for the most part. I mean, they did win some reps, but we still got them. And I think that's how this. This is how this game is going to look. It's going to look a little similar to some of these teams that have played us. Belichick's going to try to sprinkle in, everything that some of these other teams had success with, but we're going to have an answer for it. All right. Let's go on to the next subject. But before we do, guys, pound that like button and let me get a quick sip of this water. Excuse me, guys. Appreciate all you guys, man. I love talking Friday Night Football Frenzy with you guys. It's a great time to be a Cowboys fan right now, especially. And getting through this season, if we can get this win, go 5-1 to the bye. We're going to be rocking and rolling. All right. Next subject here, we're going to talk about Trayvon Diggs. All right. Trayvon Diggs is another player that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones said will be ready for Sunday. Mike McCarthy, not so much, calling this a game time decision type of situation. Right. So game time decision is probably more realistic because it's an ankle. All right. So these ankle issues, they're hard to overcome within a week. Right. They're treating it as much as they can, and it will. I think Trayvon Diggs is going to be a game time decision type of situation there. Despite what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones said, if he's not good to go, they're going to have to go to Plan B. So what would Plan B look like? All right. What would Plan B look like? On the depth chart for the Cowboys, if you go to DallasCowboys.com, the depth chart behind Trayvon Diggs is Nashawn Wright. Okay, so if for whatever reason Trayvon Diggs can't go, would it in fact be Nashawn Wright? Whenever Trayvon Diggs, whenever they gave him that management, whenever they took him off the field in that game with Carolina, they called it player management, right? And I think we saw Kennedy out there, and we did see Nashawn Wright out there. So I think it would be a mix of the two. Kennedy, just the reps that Kennedy has had when he has had him, hasn't done much with them. Got beat a couple times. Didn't look too good to me. He didn't look like the preseason Kennedy to me. So that would be a little bit concerning. Nashawn Wright, you can bet that if he's out there, they're going to go after him consistently. So, but I have faith in this team, man. I have faith in the coaches, Al Harris, Dan Quinn, that these guys are going to be prepared for this type of situation. That's the one thing that this staff this year has been. They've been well prepared for situations, and second half adjustments have been huge for the Cowboys. So we'll keep an eye on that. But Trayvon Diggs, game time decision. If he's not able to go, look for Kennedy or Nashawn Wright to be in the mix to start opposite Anthony Brown. Okay, Anthony Brown, 2 interceptions on the year. Trayvon Diggs, as you know, has 6. All right, so destroying it, no fly zone, pretty much. I mean, Trayvon Diggs has been a big part of the Cowboys' success, getting that ratio going. We're +7 on the ratio turnover differential, so +7, and we're able to score, and we're able to turn those into points because the offense has been so explosive. Whether it's a field goal or touchdowns, we've been able to turn those into points for the most part. So those takeaways, turnovers, they've been a huge part of the success. So if Trayvon Diggs is not able to go, somebody else will need to step up, and that takes us to the next subject. But before we get to that, I do have a super chat here that we're going to get to. Let me find it here. One moment, guys. Where did it go? Ruben Leal. There you go, buddy. I see you there, man. Thank you for the super chat, Ruben. What's up, Joe? Thanks for what you do in keeping us informed. Put up in Cowboys for life. Yes, bro. We have some pit bulls ready to play, and our T2000 Terminator number 11. You're right, bro. You're absolutely right, and that leads us. This is a perfect super chat to take us into the next subject, right? So we're talking about who's going to step up if, for whatever reason, Trayvon Diggs is not able to go, or maybe he's not 100%. Who else is going to have to step up? So perfect. I love this comment because we have dogs in here. we literally have dogs, pit bulls, especially young, hungry guys out here. I love it, Ruben. I agree with you 100%. We have a great young core, and it's only going to get better as the season goes on. And I mean, year 2 and 3 for these guys could be special. We could have something special here on defense. Appreciate that super chat, Ruben. And it's a perfect dovetail into the conversation, which takes us to the next subject here, and that's attack Mac. All right. How do you attack Mac Jones in this? All right. Ideally, what I would like to do is get the pressure from the middle, flush him out, because of all the quarterbacks we've played this year, he's not the most mobile at all. He doesn't have sneaky wheels like Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold. He legitimately is a pocket passer. I mean, he can move a little bit, but he's going to be, the slower of all the guys we played. So I feel that if you can get pressure from Osa Odigizua, um, and in that rotation from the middle, blitz up the middle, flush him outside, let our defensive ends get him. It's going to be something good. I think what we're going to want to do here is have some speed out there. This might be a game where you do see Michael Parsons on the edge. All right. I really want to take this into 5-1 into the bye week. I want to go for the sure win on defense. And I think, and Randy Gregory as well, he's coming off the knee. That's going to bug him for the rest of the season, I think. Maybe he'll get it scoped out during the bye week. We'll see. But for sure, at the end of the year, he's probably going to get a knee scoping or something like that there. Okay, so that being said, they have a good mix, but Michael Parsons was a big dominating force there, especially when we faced Herbert. We saw the pressure nonstop. Those tackles they couldn't deal with him. And this offensive line for the Patriots, they're banged up as well. They're missing their first round pick win. I don't think he's going to play, or he's limited. He's questionable. So they're banged up as well. So we should be able to have some advantages there. We should be able to get some advantages there, but for the Cowboys, look for some varying blitz packages. Big nickel is kind of the term that's been going around here, and it is. You want to limit that passing window for this guy. And Mac Jones, no, this is going to be dink and dunking. All right, this is going to be similar to like a Carson Wentz type of situation, dinking and dunking the way down the field. And that's how I kind of see this playing out, because he's not good with the deep ball. Mac Jones is not a deep ball quarterback. It's all about, the high percentage passing. So quick outs, quick screens, this sort of thing. So I think big nickel, but with speed. All right. So I think you're going to see some more Malik Hooker. You want speed out there, put Malik Hooker out there. I think you're going to see some more snaps from him. This might be a game where you get a little bit more snaps from Jabril the Steel Cox. They've been elevating his snaps each game here. That you might see a little bit more in this one too. You know what I mean? Because he's got good speed, closing speed. Michael Parsons obviously in the mix. So it's going to be a good game for the Cowboys, but I think we're going to be able to handle them. They got the two tight ends, but it's all about pressuring Mac and getting him off target. You know what I mean? So he's going to try to get that ball out quick, but if you bring that pressure, like any rookie, you're going to be able to rattle this guy. So I want to get in his face often and frequently. Frequently in his face. Randy Gregory will have some opportunities. Like I said, this is a game where I want to see Michael Parsons come off the edge a little bit more. And I think if the Cowboys feel more comfortable with Jabril Cox in the linebacker spot, you might see more of him, and that'll give us some opportunity to use Michael Parsons a little bit more off the edge. So I think this might be a comfort issue. Do they feel comfortable enough to give Jabril more snaps? And if not Jabril, maybe you see a little bit more of Keanu Neal and LVE in the mix, and Gifford as well. He's in there, but Jabril is more of a playmaker than Gifford is, in my opinion, and he's faster. So speed is what you want. They have some speed receivers, Nelson Aguilar and Jacoby Myers. I mean, nobody's really special on those wide receivers, but that's the Patriots. They've never really had big time names outside of Randy Moss, and that was like, I don't know, like what, 15, 10, 13, 14 years ago, something like that. It's been a long time. But they haven't really had big time names out there with Tom Brady. They did have Antonio Brown for, I think, like one season. I don't even know if he played any games that year. I don't know if you could refresh my memory on that. But for the most part, the Patriots play with no name wide receivers, and they're fine with that. They're able to matriculate down the field, as they say. They're able to do that, and that's Josh McDaniels' game. It's all about dinking and dunking, high percentage passes. I think the pass, his Mac Jones pass average is like 5. It's low. It's not like 6 or 7 or something like that. It's like 5 yards per pass. All right. So when you look at that number, it's like 5.5 or something like 5 or something. When you look at a number like that, that's quick little dinking and dunking crap. So dinking and dunking, chop blocking, they're real dirty. These guys are real dirty blockers on the offensive line. Chop blocking left and right. It's something that you saw Dan Quinn practicing with his guys. He was practicing that chop block drill for a reason, because these Patriots, this is what they do. They chop block you, and the chop block, you know, kind of stings your defenders from not going full force, because they don't want to get their knees blown out. It's kind of a dirty play, but it's done all over the league. But the Patriots have perfected it. Out of all the teams, they're the perfectionists when it comes to the chop blocks, and it kind of stuns the defender for a little bit, because they gotta, it kind of delays the pass rush. That's what the Patriots chop blocking crap does. So let them chop block and then go. So what they're hoping is you get an extra second, to get around that chop block. So I'm interested to see what Dan Quinn is going to do to offset the chop blocking. All right. So they've been practicing it. It's definitely something that's on their mind, how to get around it, how to bring the pressure, and all that kind of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see the chess match there with Josh McDaniels versus Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator. All right. Now, some people will say the cop out will be, oh, Josh McDaniels did this major comeback on Dan Quinn and this and that. Well, Dan Quinn was the head coach. He wasn't the full-blown defensive coordinator of that team. So you can't, there's going to be the cop-out of that. The New England Patriot fans, they think the Cowboys defense is overrated. We've already seen that come across the enemy wire. Those guys over there, they think the Cowboys defense is overrated. Well, we're going to show them. We're going to show them who's overrated by smacking them across the mouth a couple times. All right. It's blue collar versus blue collar. Like I said in the Frisco report, it's Bill Belichick versus Mike McCarthy. Blue collar. That's what the Cowboys has become here. This is a blue collar, hungry young team, and you see it out there. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a good matchup. Very good matchup. So appreciate that, guys. There. What else we got here, boys? Everybody in the chat box. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate everybody here in the chat box. Anybody got questions or comments? Keep coming in out here. Yeah, Danny Savage thought the NFL banned it. And while I think that is the case, the Patriots, they're able to get around this. They're really sneaky about this crap, and they do it with perfection. Will they get caught doing it? Hopefully they will. Speaking of that, who's calling the game? All right, it's going to be the CBS, primetime game for CBS. So we're getting Tony Romo, Jim Nantz are going to be color commentating the game. As far as the refs for this game, we're getting the Brad Allen crew. I'm not familiar with the Brad Allen crew. If anybody is in the chat box, let me know. How are these guys? So interesting to see how these Brad Allen's ref crew calls the game. Hopefully we'll get some calls on our side. We are away. Breaking down the Cowboys record versus the Patriots. Mike McCarthy, as a head coach versus the Patriots, he's 1-4 versus the Patriots. All right. And 0-2 on the road at New England. So 1-4 versus the Patriots, 0-2 on the road at New England. He's going to break that. Okay, I think this is not the same team. The Patriots are not the same team without Tom Brady. We have Dak Prescott, who is if you have Dak Prescott, you have the opportunity to win the game. That's where we're at right now. If you have him, he can win the game for you. All right, so I feel confident with that. So I think these are some things that are going to change. He's going to get a win up here in New England, the first one. Mike McCarthy is going to get it on the road. And the Cowboys, they've lost 6 in a row against the Patriots. The last time we won versus New England was 1996 with Troy Aikman. That's incredible. That is a long losing streak if you think about it. You know what I mean? They've beaten us 6 in a row. The last time we beat them was in 1996 with Troy Aikman. Those Cowboys, when they were kind of already starting the downfall in 1996, 97, that era of Cowboys. So that's a little bit of the history on that game there. As far as predictions go, I think the Cowboys will win this game. I think it'll be close for the first half, kind of like it's been the whole season. And I think the second half adjustments will be the key of this game for the Cowboys. Will pull away. So it might be like a 10 to 10 at the halftime, maybe 13-13, something like that. It's going to be somewhere like that at halftime. Second half, we pull away. We totally destroy these guys. So, I'm going to say it's going to be like 16-30. I think it's going to be the score of this game with the Cowboys winning 30-16. So we're going to put it to them. We're going to be able to air it out. If this becomes an aerial game, we're still going to beat them because if you think about it, if this does kind of shape up like the Buccaneers game, because Bill Belichick is going to want to take out your strength. What is the strength of this team? All right. Bill Belichick, he's got to pick one. He can't take them all away. So it might be the running game to kind of control the game clock. That's kind of a signature move of Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells. That's kind of a signature thing as far as clock management, winning the clock. That's something that they've always done. It's a staple of their game. So if it's what I think they're going to do is I think they're going to attack the run first, which will keep the game clock in favor of the Patriots. So, but they're gonna have to lock us down, and they can't. They're gonna play man to man. I think our guys are gonna win. We got Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. You can't take away these guys. You got Dalton Schultz, who has emerged as a weapon of weapons at the tight end position. All right, so in the aerial attack, maybe they're going to try to limit Dalton Schultz because he's a chain mover. Dalton Schultz is that escape hatch for Dak Prescott, kind of like Witten was for Romo. So if I remember when the Patriots played the Cowboys with Romo and Witten, I remember that was one area that they did. They kind of shut down Witten. They didn't let him be the escape hatch for Dak Prescott. Now, this is where you might see some Tony Pollard in the mix. All right. If they try to go that route where you try to limit Dalton Schultz and try to stifle your wide receivers, you have another weapon with Tony Pollard out in the flat or in the screen pass. He's basically another receiver out there, shifty, unstoppable. This could be a big game for him. This could be a big game for Tony Pollard if they get him in the mix. If they need to open it up, I think he could have a huge game. But I think we're going to go at them to start the game up front, smash them in the mouth, run it down their throat until they can stop us. That's kind of been what we've been doing. Prove that you can stop the run first. If you do, then we'll go another route. But if the run is there, you're going to keep running and pounding these guys away. That's what the Cowboys have been doing all game. And I don't think they'll even abandon it. They'll still sprinkle it in there. But it's going to be a badass game. Their cornerbacks don't scare me. Linebackers are okay. Linebackers might be the strength of the defense. Defensive tackles, they're just really coached really well. That's the thing about them. They tackle well. They don't get many penalties on defense. So we're going to have to get them with our bread and butter. Get them with our bread and butter, baby. Get them with our bread and butter. Let's see what we got here in the chat box, guys. Appreciate everybody in the chat box. Danny Savage, ain't Schultz a free agent? He's in a contract, yeah. All right, so I was listening to Jeff Kavanaugh earlier today, and he mentioned that his estimation was that they'll cut Blake Jarwin next year. They'll save money on the cap with that cut, flip that money, and re-sign Dalton Schultz. Personally, I'm on board for that. I don't know if they would even need to cut Jarwin, but if money becomes tight, they'll look for money somewhere, and if that's one of them, they'll do it. Dalton Schultz has has just really emerged as somebody that you want to keep. All right, now sometimes they haven't done this recently, but previous years they would extend some of these players during the bye week. I don't think they've done it here in a while, but they used to do it. Could Dalton Schultz be one of these bye week specials where you save a little bit of money, where you sign him now before he ends the season with 80 catches for 8 or 900 yards and 8 touchdowns? You know what I mean? Because he's on course for that. He's on course for that. I think he's your second leading receiver, behind a CD Lamb with yardage and that sort of thing. So big weapon. Big weapon indeed. So Bill Belichick, he's definitely going to be on the radar as far as where to stop, who to stop. Running game, Dalton Schultz, the escape hatch, and then you know see if their man to man can cover Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. But then you know I like our opportunity, Kellen Moore, the guru, mixing it up with those guys. I think it's going to be another big test for them. It's going to be a good test for Kellen Moore. All right. You allow him to walk. Priorities DN. I'm not letting him walk. I'm not letting Dalton Schultz walk. But definitely, I do agree with you that the DE is going to be a priority. Safety, they're not gonna invest in safety, and until they do it, they're just not. They don't go high on safety. Uh, do I want them to get a safety high? I've been screaming for a safety high for a long time, but maybe somebody falls to them. Maybe they get aggressive and package picks and go get a safety. So we'll see what they do. There's some decent safeties coming out here that you can get, between the first and third round. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do with that there, brother. What else we got here, guys? What else we got here, guys? Mario. According to Brian Broaddus, source, Bill Belichick is going to try to stop Zeke and Pollard at all costs and is aiming to take away Dalton. No, exactly. We're on the same page, Brian Broaddus. We're definitely on the same page. So I agree, because that is what a Bill Belichick team does. That's one of their signature moves. Stop the big weapons. The big weapons that have been really a big part of this game are the resurgent running game, right, with the offensive line, Zeke and Tony, and the escape hatch and Dalton. So that definitely makes a lot of sense there, Mario. Appreciate that there indeed, bro. Appreciate you very much, Mario. Let's see what else we got here in the chat box, guys. What else we got here? Joe, how many? Dwayne Wright, Joe, how many has McCarthy lose against them in Green Bay? Yeah, so when he was in Green Bay, he was 1-4. Okay, he was 1-4 versus the Patriots, 0-2 on the road at New England. So that number, but I'll say that most of those games were close. I think his rookie head coach season, I think he got blown out. But I think after that, the games were very competitive. Obviously, he still lost 1-4 to 0-2 at New England. So I think this will be a game where they fix that. He's got a good defensive coordinator now, and a young, hungry team. So I really do feel good about our chances of winning this game here, guys. I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue. Now, where we might get caught, where we could get hurt, would be a situation where how this team could be closer than it should be would be, okay, one, if Tyron Smith doesn't play, or if he does play and doesn't finish the game, and Nseki is out there, that's going to hurt you on offense. So that's the first one. We got to keep an eye on Tyron Smith. The second one, Trayvon Diggs. Okay, game time decision. If he doesn't play, you're looking at Kennedy and Nashawn Wright. Okay. You can bet that McDaniels is going to go hard and heavy at that side of the ball. You know what I mean? Especially if it's going to be Nashawn Wright or even Kennedy for that part. But I think that Dan Quinn is he's got to be prepared for that. I'm pretty sure that he will be prepared for that scenario, what to do. He's probably going to have to put another safety over there and adjust to that. You're going to have to adjust to that. So I'm not too worried about that there. But those are the two areas. Tyron Smith has to play this game at a high level. He needs to finish the game. Trayvon Diggs, he needs to play in this game. If either one of those guys are out or both are out or don't finish the game, that'll challenge us a little bit. That's definitely going to be a challenge. We can't say that it won't be a challenge. It will be. So those are the two big concerns that I have for this game. That could affect the outcome. Guys, we do appreciate everybody here in the chat box. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you like the content here, Cowboys blog, Friday Night Football Frenzy with you guys. Appreciate you guys for rocking with your boy. Appreciate you guys, man. Having a good time talking with you about this game. I saw a comment here about McEwen. Where is it? Who said it? Because I like it. Who said it? Here we go. Ninja Nuts. Yes. Prior to the injury, McEwen was giving us nice looks. Yes. Very good look there. I like him in the mix. If you think about getting him back, which he is back in the mix. They like him more than Sprinkle. So Sprinkle, I think he's exhausted his practice squad call-ups. So that might be a player that might not actually make the cut once McEwen is fully on board here. So we'll keep an eye on that situation there. But yeah, I do like Sean McEwen. A big fan of him. Was having a fantastic second year. Okay. Judon. Yeah, he's probably their biggest weapon there. Really, his heyday was with the Ravens. Still pretty productive there with the Patriots. But I feel good about him going up against Tyron and Steele. Now if it's him versus Nseki, it could be a long ass day. It could be a very long ass day. We might be looking at some 12 personnel in that situation there, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to become one-dimensional. So praying for Tyron Smith, praying for him indeed, man. But guys, appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. That'll be it for tonight's episode of our Football Night Football Frenzy. Do appreciate everybody that chimed in and all the super chats. Appreciate you guys. It helps the channel immensely. The studio is coming along really well. I'm still a couple months out because I'm doing it myself. I'm doing all the upgrades myself, and all your support, super chats, and all the views are helping with that. So once it's completed and up and running, it's going to be a beautiful studio. It's going to take this channel to the next level, and it's a big part of the success of you guys. You guys have really helped out the channel immensely. So that's why we're kind of back to the old school look here of Cowboys blog here with this original look, that we've had here for the season. But looking to have it completed by the offseason. It's definitely going to be rocking and rolling for the draft. The studio will be up and running, and I can't wait to show you guys. So appreciate all you guys for showing up as usual. Can't do this without you. Shout out to all you guys. If I could give you guys likes, I would give every single one of you guys a like out there. So appreciate you guys. Catch you for the post game. Appreciate you guys. Like button, share, subscribe. Thank you guys. Peace, everybody. On one side, but that guy on the other.